Welcome to Javaism. Or in this video we are going to discuss about some logical questions and which is very important. So whenever you go to some interview or maybe the whatever the round, like first round, second round you are giving, so that time maybe the interviewer will ask you some logical question. So whatever we learn as of now, based on that I have prepared some logical question. So you can go with that and try to do this year on. If it is not, so I am going to cover some of the question here so that you can understood and you can do work with this one. Okay, so for example, in these sections we have created some 7 questions. So let's start with first one. Okay, so I am going to explain like what is the first one question is saying. Okay, so if you see here, okay, if you see here, you can see the question is saying write a program to find a factorial. Okay, so for example, I am a developer and I want to find a factorial. So for example, if I don't know a factorial, what is the factorial? So it's possible you can ask to the HR or interviewer like can you please tell me what is the factorial, and based on that you can write your logic. Okay, if it is not, if you already know about the what is the factorial, then go and do it. Okay, so this is the first thing. So what is the factorial? So factorial means like we can find a factorials of particular numbers only. Okay, so it's only possible to find the factorial of the number. So for example, I want to find the factorials of 3, 2, 1, something like that. Okay, so for example, you can say 1. So 1, and this is the symbol called factorial. So what is the 1 factorial? Is 1. Just see. What is the 2 factorial? So 2 factorial is 2 multiply 1, which is 2. So 2 factorial is 2. Let's talk about 3. What is the 3 factorial? So 3 factorial means 3 multiply 2 multiply 1 equal to 6. So this is the 3 factorials. What about the 4 factorials? So 4 factorial means 4 multiply 3 multiply 2 multiply 1 multiply equal to. Why I am writing like that? You have some questions here, you have some doubt. So now it's really clear. Like why I am writing from those number to the descending up to the 1. Okay. So for example, I have a 4. So what I am doing here, I multiply 4 with 3. So 4, I am writing here 4, multiply with the 3, multiply with the 2, multiply with the 1. So whatever the number I want to find a factorials of those numbers, you have to take those numbers and those numbers just minus 1 numbers, and whatever the value you got, with that you can just multiply with this. Okay, so that number from 1 you have to multiply all those numbers, then you get a factorial of those particular numbers. So what is the factorials of 4? So 4 3 ja 12, then after 12 2 ja is 24, 24 1 ja 24. So here you can write 24. What about the 5 factorial? So if you go with the 5 factorial, so 5 factorial should be like that. For example, 5 factorial is what? 5 multiply 4 multiply 3 multiply 2 multiply 1 equal to how much? 120. If you multiply all those numbers, it will give you 120. So this is called a factorials. So whatever the numbers you have and you want to find a factorial of those number, so what you have to do is the maybe the your interviewer tell you, hey, can you please find the factorial of 6, can you please find the factorial of 8, something like that. So you have to do the work on that, and you have, if you know and already aware about the factorial, so that is fine, go and write a logic for that. If you don't know, then please ask him, like, can you please tell me what is the factorials and how it will work, okay, what is the pattern for that. Okay, you can ask, no issue, because so many people are not understood the mathematical, so this is the mathematics only. So because of the mathematics, maybe the people are not understanding, so you have to talk about it. And once it is clear, like, okay, this is the factorials, and if I get any number, so I have to multiply those number up to 1. So decrease by 1 1 1 1 and multiply all those numbers, and you get a factorials. So for that you have to write a logic. Okay, so what we can do is, we can take one help of the loop. So maybe the number will be 5 or 6, maybe HR told you, no, you have to find out the factorials of 10, 20, 30, 50, 1000, 2000, 10,000. And those factorials, if you want to find out, then definitely you have to write a dynamic code. The dynamic code means which is able to accept all those numbers, and it will find a factorial of those numbers. How we can write it? Okay, how we can write it? So let's take the example of the factorial 5 and we can discuss. So let's go to the Eclipse. So in this Eclipse, I'm going to create one class, so Control N, and I will give the class name. Class name is basically called factorial, because I am finding the factorial here. So give the proper class name, factorial, check find factorial or factorial number, okay, and just enter. So it will finish and it will create one class for you. So this is class is created. Just write a main control space, so that main method will be generated. And here I will paste my factorial and just comment it. Okay, so what I have to do is, I have one number. So what I am going to do, I have one number, and those number I want to find a factorial. So I will take one numbers from the user also, otherwise I can put a hard code. So int n equal to 5. So this is the number I already have, and I want to find the factorials of this number, which is 5. What can I do now? So what can I do? I know what is the numbers, and I have to go up to 1. So I know I want to go up to 1. So what I will do is, like, whatever the numbers I have, I can multiply from 1 to that numbers. It's very simple. Okay, for example, here if I have a 5, so what I will do is, I will iterate one loop, and the loop will go 1 to 5. So 1 multiply, 2 multiply, 3 multiply, 4 multiply, 5. This will also give me 120. If you multiply it, 5 for the 20, 23 ja 60, 62 ja 120, right? So this one also give me the 120. So what I will do is, I will write one loop. Okay, so how can I write one loop? Simply give the one for loop, int I. So you can give I, you can give j, you can give any variable's name. Okay, here that is possible. So I equal to, just take 1, and I less than equal to 5, because I want to iterate up to 5. Otherwise you can take here n, which is nothing but 5. N is what? 5. And then after, once you read the 5 and I plus plus, because every time you have to increment it. So first time I is what? 1. It will execute the block, it will come again, and it will increment by the 1. So now it will become 2, and all value I have to multiply it. Okay, understood? Okay, one more things we need to remember. I want to calculate this, like whatever the multiplication we have done, we have to calculate it. So for that we need some variable. For example, here what I will do is I will multiply I with existing value. Okay, so existing value means something we have already calculated through the multiply with 1 2 3, so those numbers. So for that we need to create one variable which is able to accept or store our value, and later we can take those value and we can print it. So for example, I will create int factor, yeah, factorial. You can give the proper name. So factorial 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 equal to 0. Up here we can give 0 or 1. So let's give the 0 and then we understood. So for example, if I given the factorial here and I will assign once it is multiplication. So here factorial equal to factorial multiply by I, because I every time incrementing. So here factorial is what? 0. Okay, here factorial is what? 0. What will happen? 0 multiply with 1, 0 multiply with 2, 0 multiply with 3. What will become? 0 only. So it will not increment at that time. So you get only 0. Okay, so because of that, you don't want to multiply with 0, you have to multiply with 1. So 1 multiply with 1 will become 1, 1 multiply with 2 will become 2, 2 multiply with 3 will become 6. Okay, I will explain, no doubt. So this is the thing. So once you calculate the factorials, what we can do? Come outside and print one proper message like factorial of, what is the number? So we have a number called 5. So I can write here factorial of 5. So 5 is nothing but n, and I can give again plus, which is concatenated, and again I will give this one, and this is the factorial numbers, and here I will print fact. So this is the concatenations, and you have to understood so that you can write a proper message of the code. So this is only for the message. So all combination of code is nothing but one simple text message, okay, which is a string. So just run this code, and now I will explain each and everything, like how it's exactly working. So here you can see the factorial of 5 is 120, correct? It's fine, but how is it working? So let's take the example. For example, the factorial of 5 is 120. So I have taken one value called n equal to 5. Okay, I have this number and I want to find a factorial of those. Okay, good, nice. I have taken one factorial equal to 1. What will happen? Factorial is right now 1. The loop will started. This will execute only one times. So int I equal to 1. So let's take here I, and I equal to 1. Later what will happen? It will go to the check condition. So condition is like 1 less than equal to 5. Yes, condition true. So once it is true, it will go inside this. Don't like confuse, like it will go after that I plus plus. It will not go in that place. It will check the condition. If it's true, it will come inside this for loop block. Here what will happen? This expression will be executed. So what is the factorial? Factorial is 1. 1 multiply with 1. What will become? It will store this value 1 multiply 1 into the factorial. So again it will 1. So what is the factorial is 1. Again what will happen? It will go here. There is no line of the code. It will go to the I plus plus. What will happen? I plus plus. I will become now 2. So 1 to 2 it will become. Again it will come and check the condition. I less than equal to n. So 2 is less than equal to 5. That is true. It will go inside this. So what is the factorial right now? 1. 1 multiply with what is the I value? 2. So 1 multiply 2, what will become? 2. So this value will store in the factorial. So now factorial will be 2. Again, the I plus plus, what will I become? 3. And 3, it's already 3. It will go and check condition is true. Once condition is true, what is the factorial? Factorial is 2. 2 multiply 3, what will become? 6. And 6 will store inside this factorial. So here it will store 6. Again there is no line. Again it will go to the I plus plus, what will become? 4. So once it is become 4, it will come, it will check the condition. Yes, 4 is less than equal to 5. Yes, true. It will come inside this factorial multiply by I. What is the factorial? 6. 6 multiply by 4. So 24. So it will become 24 now. Okay. Again it will check. Okay, no statement. So I plus plus. Again it will become 5I. And 5 less than equal to 5, condition is true because both are equals. So it will go inside this, and what will happen? It will execute this expression, factorial multiply by I. So what is the factorial? Factorial is 24. 24 multiply by 5. So 5 4 ja, if you multiply 5 4 ja 20, it's 0, and 5 2 ja 10, and 2 12. So now factorial will become 120, and it will go again I plus plus. So I will become 6 here. I will become 6 here. So don't forget it. Once I will become 6, it will go to the check the condition. So 6 less than equal to 5. No, condition is false. So it will come outside of this for loop. And after that we have a one statement which is printing the factorial. Okay, so it's print factorial of n. So what is the n value? Which is 5. So it will put here colon, and then after whatever the factorial result, it's stored, which is 120. Okay, so it will print here. So you can see the output. I hope guys you understood. If you have any doubt, any problems in that, please let me know so that we can go further and we can discuss in the depth way. Okay, fine. Okay, now so this is the factorial, and this is very important. If you are a fresher or you are a experienced also, the peoples might be asked, can you find a factorials? Can you write a code for the factorials? Okay, so that is possible. Now we are going to take the second questions, which is write a program to reverse a number. So that is very important questions also. Okay, so what is the reverse number? So write a program to reverse a number. So for example, I have a one number which is something like 1 2 3. Okay, and I want this number reverse number. I want to see this reverse number. So what is the reverse of 1 2 3 is 3 2 1. This is the reverse number. So whenever the interviewer asks you, can you write a program to reverse a number? So they will give one number which is 4 3 2 1 like that, and you have to write a program to reverse those number. Reverse number. So in the practically you can see very easily, like 3 2 4 3. So this is simply you can do it. Okay, you can see and you can do it, because we are a human beings and we have a understanding. But the something number which is given by the interviewer, which is n equal to something like this big numbers, this big number. Okay, and he told you to reverse it. For example, he have a lots of the number of reverse. He have a like 1 crore number. Right now you can see only 3 numbers, but maybe he have a lots of the numbers which is 1000 10,000 of the numbers, and he want to reverse all those numbers corresponding. Okay, so what we can do is we have to write one logic which is execute, and it will convert all those number easily into the reverse numbers. Okay, so let's take this example and try to understand what is the reverse number, how we can reverse one numbers, and later we can see how we can reverse multiple numbers we have. So when I talk about the array list, that time we can go with that and we can do each and everything. As of now, just understand what is the logic we are going to write. Okay, so this is the things we need to understood. Okay, what and how we are doing the reverse. So while doing a reverse of any numbers, what we are doing, this is the number which is 1 2 3. I want to reverse this number. So as a human beings, I can see this number and I will go from right to left. So right is 3, so I have put it first, then 2, so I will put it, then 2, then after 1, so I will put it in the last 1. So this is the way to reverse it. But in the logically or programmatically in Java, how we can do it? So for the programmatically, we need to divide those numbers. So whatever the numbers you have, you can divide with the 10, which is the modulo divisions, then you can get the last digit of the numbers. Let's check it. So for example, I have a one number called 1 2 3. I want to divide this number with something called 10. Then what is the remainder? So if you divide with the 10, you get a remainders. Okay, you get a remainder called, if you divide with 10, so 120 will cut and remainder will be 3. So you got a last digit. So just store this digit. And then after, divide this number with 10 so that the third number, like last digit of the number, will remove. Let's see those also. So for example, just we need to divide. So what is the divide? If I divide it, so what is the divisions? So divider is something like 10, so division is something like only 12. Okay, if you divide with 123, just divide with 10, what will be the output? 12 only. Okay, so this is the things we are going to do, and again we are going to do the operations on that 12, so we can get 3. So again in the 12, if you do, so you get remainder is 2, and again divide it. So once again you divide it, this number, so we can get some particular result. Okay, let's explain into the code so that you can understood in the better way. Okay, so this is the one class I have created, which is reverse number. Okay, let's generate one main method. So this is the main methods, and I have one number called something like n equal to 1 2 3, and I have to find the reverse of this number. So reverse of this number is 3 2 1. Okay, so I have this number means n I already have, so I will create one n, and which is 1 2 3. Okay, so I have a n. Now I have to write a logic to reverse any small number or big number or any numbers, whatever the user is given here into the n. So what we can do is, we can write a logic. Okay, so how can I think, like how can I write a logic for that? So for example, you know already while loop. So I don't know where I have to stop it. Right now I don't know where I have to stop it, because maybe the number will 2, maybe the number will 3, maybe the number size will be 5 6 10 20, anything. So how I know how many times I have to iterate the loop? I don't know. But one things I know, which is this number will become, once it is 0 or less than 1, then I have to stop this. Once my number is become less than 0 or not equal to 0, you can see. Okay, that time only that condition I have to break my loop. So in that time, in that case, I don't have a fixed amount of iteration of loop. So what I will do is I will go with the condition which is based on the condition we have to stop the loop, which is number not equal to 0 or number less than 0. Okay, that time I have to stop the loop. So this is possible only with the while loop, and it's very simple if you go with the while loop. Okay, but if you go with the for loop, you have to write some extra syntax, which is initialization, increment, decrement. But in that case I don't want to do any increment, decrement. Okay, so I will think this in my mind. Okay, so while doing a reverse, I have some certain condition, which is जो भी whatever the n I have, those number, once it has become 0 or not equal to 0, then I have to stop this loop, and it will be dynamically, maybe loop will iterate 10 times, 20 times or 5 times, and only if this condition is satisfied, then only I have to stop the loop. Okay, so in that case we have to go with the while loop. So here what I will do is I will write one while is a keyword. Here I will write a condition. So I don't know conditions, but one things I know, every time what I am doing is I am fetching the last element of the numbers and I am removing it. So first get last digit. First get last digit, next remove the last digit. First get the last digit, then remove the last digit, again and again. Perform the operations on remaining numbers. So this is the things we need to follow. So once at a time, once you remove this number, once you remove this number, once you remove these numbers, so now what will be number? Number will be 0. Okay, so I have to iterate this loop until the n will not become 0. Okay, so I will write one condition, which is n not equal to 0. N not equal to 0, then it means condition is true, and iterate it. Once n become 0, then condition will false, go outside. Okay, so this is the things, and here first we need to find out the remainder. So I will create one variable, a remainder, and how we can get the remainder? So for remainder, whatever the numbers I have, we need to divide modulo division with the 10. So it will give me the remainders, and along with this one I have to multiply or store some numbers. So for example, I have a one integer value, which is sum. So sum equal to, let's take this string, otherwise we can explain the string different time. Okay, let's take the int and sum. We need to prepare the number also. So sum equal to 0. Let's take the 0, and here what I will do is sum equal to sum multiply by 10 first time, so that our number will also build, and plus remainder. Okay, and now so once I get remainder, and I will add those number into the sum, then what I will do is I will remove the last digit. So n division by 10. So what is divide, the last digit will be removed, and finally I will come to the outside, and I will print one proper message, which is reverse of number. So I don't have a numbers as of now because number will become 0 in that time. So I will take one copy of this number. So I will create one variable called numbers, and this is the n. Okay, so now I will use those number here. So number again plus concatenate and reverse of number is, this is the number reverse. You can write reverse or you can write sum. Okay, so as of now I have created the name called reverse, so that's why I am writing a reverse now. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, if you run it, let's check once. So it's saying like the reverse of 1 to 3 is 3 to 1. How? So let's execute and understand one by one. Same thing, whatever I am doing, I am executing one by one of the code. Same thing you have to do in your notebook or notes, and try to understand how exactly it's working. Okay, let's do it. So what is the number? So for example, right now my number is 1 2 3. Okay, right now my sum is 0. Okay, let's start. So number is not equal to 0. So what is the number? 123. Yes, it's not equal to 0, so condition is true. 1 2 3 is not equal to 0, it means condition is true. Go inside this. I have created one variable called remainder, and I am finding n modulo division 10. We have already seen those, so we can fetch this 3. So here it will send me remainder is 3 first time. What I will do, I have a sum, so first break this. Okay, so sum multiply with 10, it will become 0 because sum is 0. So 0 multiply 10 is 0, and plus remainder. What is the remainder? Is 3. So what sum will become? 3. Okay, 3. It will go next line, and n modulo division 10. So it will become n modulo division 10 12. It will remove the last digit of 1 2 3. So 3 will be removed. Now n having only 1 over 2, 3 will remove. Again it will go to the op and it will check the condition. What is the n? So n is 12. Not equal to 0. Yes, condition is true. It will go inside this. What is remainder? So now the n is 12. So 12 modulo division 10, it will give me 2 this time. So I get 2. What is the sum? Sum is 3. 3 multiply 10, what will become? 30. 30 plus what is the remainder? 2. 32. So what will become? Sum is 32. So now it's become 32. It will remove the last digit. So what will become? 1. 12 to 1. Again 1 is not equal to 0. Yes, condition is true. Again it will come inside this. What is the remainder? Remainder is, what is the remainder right now? So remainder we are going to find out. So 1 modulo division 10. So if the denominator or numerator, so if denominator is less than numerator, so for example this is the numerator or this is the denominator. So if this number is less than the modulo division numbers, then the number itself is a remainder. So 1 is a remainder only. Okay, then what will happen? Sum. What is the sum? Is 32. 32 multiply 10, 320. Right? Multiply with the 32 is 10 with the 1 0 will become, so 320 it will become, and 320 plus remainder is 1. What it will become? 321. So now our sum will become 321, and it will go and it will divide those numbers. So our 1 division by 10, it will become 0. Again it will go and it will check the condition. So 0 not equal to 0, condition is false. Once condition is false, it will go to the outside and it will print one proper message, which is reverse number of 1 to 3 is 3 to 1. Okay, same thing you can do, and you can like do the any code. So for example, I want to do something like that, any big numbers, it will do for me. Okay, so this is the big numbers, don't exceed the limit of int, and if I run, you can see the proper reverse it's doing. So it's a dynamic code and it will do the work for everything. Okay, so this is the second code, and I hope you understood whatever the I iterate, and I will do the work with this. So same thing, try your own and try to do yourself so that you can understood better way. Okay, I hope you understood, and please don't do mistake to try. Okay, please try your own, write down in the copy and pen, and then go ahead. Okay, this is also a very popular questions in the interview. Okay, the question is like write a program to check number is a prime or not. Okay, so what are the prime numbers, and it's a prime number or not? So always remember, the prime number is a number which is only divisible by the number which is only divisible by 1 or itself. Okay, that is called prime number. So this is something numbers, and you have to remember it. Okay, what is the prime number? So prime number basically start with the 2. So 2 is one number which is prime number because it's divisible by 1 or itself only, which is 2. 3 is a prime number. How? It's divisible by 1 or itself. 4 is not a prime number because 4 is divisible by 1, 4 or 2 also. Okay, so because of that. What is the 5? 5 will divisible by 1 over what? 5 itself. So 5 is a prime number. What about 6? No, 6 is not a prime number because 6 divided by 1, 2, 3 or 6, it's a 4 number. So the number which is only divisible by 1 or itself, that is called a prime number. 6, 7, yes. 8, no. 9, no. 10, no. 11, yes. 12, no. 13, yes. 14, no. What about 15? 15 is divisible by 1 itself, or also with 3, 5 also. So that is not a prime number. Okay. What about the 15, 16? 16 also no. 17, yes. So dot. The number which is divisible by 1 or itself, that is called prime number. So how we can check it? So for checking a number which is prime or not, we are checking only two conditions. The number which is divisible by 1 or itself, that is called a prime number. Apart from this, if the number is divisible by more than 1 or 2, then we can say the number is not a prime number. This is the one things. Other things, if you understood, we can discuss in the coding so that you can understood in the proper way. So as of now it's fine. Later we can discuss about this one. Okay, so let's complete it. Okay, so go to the code and just write a prime number code. So create one class which is prime number check. Okay, and here I will create one main methods. Inside the main methods I have a one number called 11, n equal to 11, and I want to check this number is a prime number or not. What I will do? Okay, so just think about it. This is the 11. So the number which is divisible by what? 1 or itself. So what will happen is, here the number is divisible by 1 or itself. So right now I have a number called 11, and this is divisible by 1 or itself also. How can I prove it? How can I give the proof for that? So what I will do is, I will write one loop which is going 1 to that number, and it will divide with every number, and it will check it. Okay, so that is the one thing. Second thing is, what if, for example, this is the some number, okay, 11, and this number is divisible by 1, so I will ignore the 1. This number is divisible by 11, so I will ignore the 11 also, and middle of that numbers I will check if this number is divisible or not. So what I will do is, I will not check with 1, okay, I will not check with the 11. And also you know 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to iterate one loop and try to divide with each and every number with this number. If it is divisible by only 1 and 11, so we can store the count. If it is only divided by only 2 times, then we can say that is the prime numbers. But what I am thinking is, just ignore this number. I don't want to divide with 1 in the loop. I don't want to divide with 11s. And also one more things, the number which is divisible only the after half of numbers. So if I go and I will divide, so 2 through the 2 it's not divided, 3 not divided, 4 not divided, 5 not divided, 6, so 6 2 ja 12. So after that any number is not necessary to divide, because that is the unuseful number which is not required to divide with 11. So what I will do is, the number which is only divisible by half of the less number, for example 11, so we can 5.5 which is 5, so I will check from 2 to 5. If number is divisible, then we can say this number is a prime number. Not divisible, then we can say this number is a prime number. If it is divisible, then we can say this number is not a prime number. So this is the one things we need to understand. I'm going to write code so that you can understand in a better way. So what I'm going to do is, ignore the 1. So I will start my loop int I equal to 2 and write a conditions which is I less than, and whatever the numbers I have, so number divided by 2, okay, and also I plus plus increment it. Why I have given here n modulo division divided by 2. So what is the n? N is 11 divided by 2, what will happen? 5.5, okay, which is 5 only. So only I will check the number is divisible by up to 5. No need to check with the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, no need to check, because if you divide with the 11, 6 not divisible, 7 no, 8 no, 9 no, 10 no. So because of that I'm not going with the after half of that numbers, okay. And here what I will do is, I will take one boolean value, status equal to false, okay, and here I will check if whatever the numbers I have, which is n modulo division 2 equal to modulo division not 2, it's I equal to 0. It means that the number is divided, and I will make a status equal to true. Okay, so once it is true, I can say this number is what, divided. So it's not a prime number, so just break it. Okay, so just break it. So this is the one case. Okay, I understood. Okay, so if iterate all the loop and still status is false, then we can say the number is a what, prime number. So go to the after loop, and in the after loop write one conditions. If a status is true, then not prime number. If a status is true, then we can simply print whatever the numbers we have, which is n, and say number a6 is not prime number. Okay, if it is false, so go to the else block, or simply you can print number is a prime number. Okay, so this is the basic things you need to understood. Okay, so why I have written outside of the loop, because I have a one status here which is indicating the number is a prime number or not, and to the modulo division, so the loop will be execute each and every time, and it will check it. Okay, just run the code, and here you can see the output. Okay, so it's saying 11 is a prime number. If you give something number called 12, so here I will give number called 12. So it's saying 12 is not a prime number. If you run again, 12 is not a prime number. If I give something like 2, so 2 is a prime number. If you give 3, is a prime number. If you give 1, so just testing purpose, I'm testing like anywhere it's fail or not. So we have to give the different numbers. 1 is a prime number. That is the biggest mistake. 1 is not a prime number. So for that you can handle your own. Okay, what we can do is we can write one condition before checking the things. What we can do is here we can write whatever the numbers we have. Okay, so we can write if. Okay, inside the if we can write if whatever the numbers we have, it is less than equal to 2, which is not 2, so less than 2. So simply we can here write return. Otherwise also you can print one message which is a not prime numbers. So this is the basic things which we need to handle it, and we need to write a code for that. Okay, so if you say 1 is not a prime numbers, it's saying now if you give some minus value also, which is something like minus 11, so that time also it will say like it's not a prime numbers. So it's working fine, I hope. So write a code like that, and in that case you have reduced the time complexity and space complexity of the programs also, and try your own. It's very simple. You can see the code. Okay, in the next video we can discuss the remaining code. Okay, and then we can discuss it and everything. Thank you so much.